Hello, Ninglings. When I was a kid, probably about 6 years old, I loved Pokemon, and I know I don't have to tell you why. Because everyone knows Pokemon is the greatest. My brother and I took our obsessions for Pokemon to the next level by buying Pokemon trading cards. It was definitely my favorite game, show, and hobby as a kid. Every Saturday, my brother and I used to go to a card shop and sit there for an hour or two just playing Pokemon. But I was only 6, so I didn't really have a good understanding about the card game, but I still had a blast, and it was the greatest thing ever because I had a flipping Charizard. These are just some of the cards that my brother and I still have, and we even went to like a live action show where we got that card. About a month after we started playing the game, when we went to the card shop on a Saturday, we went, but this time we went at a different time, and there were so many people there, which was strange because there was usually only us and 3 30-year-old guys playing Magic. But there was like 30 people there this time, and almost all the tables were full, and they were all playing with these cards that had like black and brown swirls on the backs of them. Of course, we had to figure out what was happening, and we discovered that there was a game called Yu-Gi-Oh! And people went there every Saturday before the time that we usually went there and had a tournament. After seeing this, we of course had to beg our parents to start buying us Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. There were so many unique things about Yu-Gi-Oh! With Life Force and all these different kinds of monsters, and that people actually went to a place and played a game for nerds every Saturday, that we just couldn't contain ourselves with excitement. This was the first nerdy thing that I ever got into, and I didn't even know it was a nerdy thing to do. I just thought that most kids did this. We were eventually able to create our own decks of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and we started watching the show, and we started getting pretty good at the game. You better believe that I thought it was the coolest thing every time that I beat a teenager in Yu-Gi-Oh! I was able to be unapologetically enthusiastic about something that I loved, and it was awesome. I even kept a couple decks of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards from my childhood, and it's just something great that I can look back on and just remember and feel nostalgic for all the fun times that I had. Now, they always rewarded the first, second, and third place winners of the tournament with prizes like booster packs and different cards and such. But I never thought that I'd even be able to get third place because I was only 8 and there was adults playing this game with us that were really good. Now, this time I had a chance since there was fewer people than normal there, and I even got further than my brother in the tournament, and I made it to the final round, and I ended up beating an adult. Now, it was the coolest thing ever being able to win and be better than my brother at the time and getting a booster pack that contained a holographic Jinzo, which was unheard of, and it made my brother really jealous, and it was just awesome feeling for me as an 8-year-old kid. That was the first time I ever properly nerded out before I even knew what that was. Now, I know probably none of you care, but it was one of the biggest parts of my childhood, and I get really nostalgic now whenever I look at some Pokemon cards or some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Is there any nerdy things you ever got into when you guys were kids? Becky, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm the Poke Pimp.